please make sure that you have paper. I ended up using probably 3 sheets of paper, or if you're willing to use front and back, then that's fine. But I ended up using 3 sheets of paper for this activity when I did it with my business coach. So one of the first thing I want you to do is I'm going to give you just a few minutes to write down your goals and objectives for 2021. I want you to think about the things you want to accomplish, not just in Beachbody, in every aspect of life. So, for example, these are some of the things that I had written down. I wanted to have more consumable products in my teaching business for parents to purchase. I wanted to bring in some type of consultation practice to my business. I wanted to hire other tutors to join my business. In Beachbody, I wanted to grow our team to the point where more people are stepping up in leadership roles. Those are just some of the goals and objectives I wrote down for 2021. I also put on there, I want to plan a wedding that truly represents me and Ricky within a budget, and put down the budget that I wanted to keep it. So take I'm going to say 3 minutes to just write that down. Just jot a bullet list. These are the goals and objectives for me in 2021. 3 minutes. Hey, Linz, I see that you're joining us. I am happy that you're here. Right now, what they're doing is they have 2 more minutes to jot down just a bulleted list of goals and objectives for 2021. And they do not have to be specific to Beachbody. Some of them obviously will be, but not all of them. It can just be objectives for what you would like to accomplish in this year. You guys have like 1 more minute to jot those down. Obviously, you can come back and add to it. Keep in mind when you're writing down your objectives that these are actually the things that the outcomes are the things we do not have control over. Our actions are the things we do have control over, which goes hand in hand with those of us that are doing 9-week Control Freak right now. Control is not about trying to control the outcome. It's controlling what we do on a daily basis to potentially get us to the outcome or potentially help us meet the objective that we just wrote down. Just finish up jotting those down. And then I'm going to have you skip a little bit of space. If I didn't use lined paper, so if you want to skip a couple lines, if you're using lined paper, that'd be great. But now what I want you to do is just write 3 to 5 years. And under that, I just want you to dream. What would you like to do or be? Where would you like to be in 3 to 5 years? So one of the things that I wrote down is I would like to be working from home. Doesn't mean I have to quit teaching. Just means I would like to not have to leave my house if I didn't want to work, whatever that might look like. I'm going to give you like 1 more minute to do that because I have a feeling that's something that's not as hard to think about for us. We've probably had a vision in our head for some time now of what we'd like to be, where we'd like to be. Okay. So you've had about 2 minutes to get that down. Again, I know I'm going fast. I'm just trying to stay within our 30-minute time frame. So if you want to leave some space and come back to it, please do. Now what I want you to think about, you may or may not have taken time earlier today to watch the video that I shared of Matthew McConaughey. It's like 10 minutes. You don't have to watch it. You could just listen to it. So I really encourage you, if you didn't listen to it yet, to try to listen to it. It really got my brain thinking about what joy is compared to what happiness is, and which one I really want to establish and live in my life. And it also got me thinking about what success means to me, because what success means to me has changed or evolved as our team has changed and evolved. But it doesn't look the same as what it might look like for Lindsay or Jenna or Erica or Christy. Like it's going to be suitable to you, right? So I thought about success for me, and to me, success is what I help other people accomplish. I want to see other women succeed, whether it be in their personal health and fitness journey, whether it be in their personal business journey, whether it be coping through a divorce, or, whatever, because I just feel like those are the gifts I bring to the table. So to me, success is what I help others accomplish. To you, success may be hitting 5-star diamond. To you, success may be hitting a certain income goal. It's entirely up to you. So I'm going to give you like 30 seconds. Just think, how would you define success for you? Jot that down. And then underneath that, I want you to write exactly what that looks like for you. So I defined success as what I help others accomplish. Underneath my for me section, this looks like time with my kids. This looks like independence, and then in parentheses, I put financial freedom. This looks like legacy. I want to touch people's lives and spread joy. And when I leave this world, I want that to be what people remember. Not that I pushed play every day, not that I was an outstanding coach, or not that I hit a monumental rank. I want people to say, Lindsay touched my life, even though I didn't know her, or she touched me, even though all I did was correspond with her through her social media stories every day. To me, success is also fueling my inner spirit, which I've realized there's this athletic spirit. There's also this entrepreneurial spirit. And when I am working toward those things, I feel fulfilled and successful. So just giving you some examples of what I wrote down so that you might have some examples of what you could write down. I'm going to give you 2 more minutes because I think it's time to get selfish and really think, like, if this is success to me, what does that look like in my life for me on a daily basis? So go ahead and be selfish and say, this is success for me. Maybe success for you is having time every single week to get a massage. Write that down. That's for you. And it's okay. More than okay. All of these things that we're jotting down are going to lead us into defining our why, which I know we get asked about that all the time. But once you've written down what success looks like to you, what your objectives are and what that success is going to mean for you, you're really going to, your why is almost going to be spelled out for you. A lot of times we choose to say, oh, it's for my family. Get deeper than that. Go deeper than that. I'm going to give you like 1 more minute to write down some things. And again, if you want to leave space and come back and add, I've come back and added to mine several times. So. Okay. So now looking at everything you've written down so far, look at some of the buzzwords. If you want to circle them, circle them. So buzzwords might be support, inspire, touch, legacy. These are the words that might be popping up in the things that you've jotted down. So when I look back at everything I've written down so far about my objectives, where I want to be in 3 to 5 years, what success means and what that looks like in my life, what that success looks like for me, my why is to inspire women to be who they were meant to be, not to be who society tells them they're supposed to be, not to be the mom that is always volunteering in the classroom, but to be who they truly deep down inside are meant to be. So I wrote that down as my why. Then underneath my why, I made a T-chart. One side of it is a list of all the things I need to do more of in order to accomplish this. And one side of it is all the things that I need to do less of in 2021 to accomplish this. This is going to give you some true goggles to look through, because it's time to get real about the things that we do that are not leading us in the direction we want to go. My less column actually has more in it than my more column. When you actually sit down and think about what do I need to do in order to accomplish my goal or in order to achieve this objective, it's not usually more work. It's actually usually less time-sucky stuff. So some of the things on my less side include procrastination, disorganization, focusing on outcome rather than input, clutter, second guessing myself, overthinking everything, feeling guilt or shame for doing what's best for my family compared to maybe what's best for somebody else's family or what society says should be best for my family. Those are some of the things that went on the less side for me. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I think this is a really important practice. So I'm going to give you a little bit more time to actually write down all the things after you write down your why. What do I need to do more of in 2021 to live my life the way I want to live it? And then what do I need to do less of in 2021 to live my life the way I want to live it? And I'll be quiet so you can think. You've got like 2 to 3 more minutes. Try to be brutally honest with yourself. Like less Netflix, maybe. For me, less glasses of wine throughout the week. All right. I'm cutting you off 1 minute short. Do you guys need that last minute to keep working on that? Okay. So now what I want you to do is taking a look at the things that you said you need more of or less of, taking a look at the things that you said success looks like for you. I want you to pick a couple of categories. So I'll show you mine that don't pay attention to the sentences yet because that's not where we're at yet. But essentially you're going to make little cups because these are the things that fill us up. These are the cups that we want filled in our life in order for them to be our focus, right? So my cups that I wrote down, I kind of chunked 3 of them. It was health, fitness, and nutrition, business, family, organization, relationships, and marriage. And again, some of those kind of feel like they could go together. If you want to try to really consolidate and only do 3 or 4, that's totally fine. When I was doing this, I wasn't as I was focused, but I wasn't able to categorize as well. So I just started drawing arrows to attach them to one another if I felt they belonged together. So try to come up with at least 4 cups that you can write a category in. And in that category is going to be something that you focus on. So again, we're going back to this whole control mindset, right? We cannot control the outcome, but we can control the things we do every single day to hopefully get us to the objective. The reason why I keep saying that is because I have had to learn I cannot control what the scale does, but I can control what I put in my mouth. I can control whether I get out of bed in the morning and push play or not. I can control there's lots of things I can control that impact my waistband, right? So even though I can't control the scale, I can control lots of things that will hopefully eventually get me to the scale. But when we attach our success to that end result, the minute we don't achieve it, we think it's not worth trying for anymore. So instead, you need to set yourself up to take control of the little things that we can control. So you've got at least 4 categories in your life that you would like to focus on, and you should have them written somewhere in a box on your piece of paper. Give them some space, because what you're going to do with those categories is you are going to write I am statements. So this is something, if you follow Rachel Hollis, she has you in the Start Today journal, write the same 10 sentences every single day. And she has you write them as though you've already achieved it. Like, I am a public speaker or a motivational speaker. I am a podcaster, like those kind of things, right? So that's exactly what you're going to do within your categories. So for me, for marriage, I planned, as though it's in the past tense, a wedding that symbolizes us. I am a loving, supportive, loyal wife. Those are some, there's more there, but those are some of the ones. I'm saying it as though it's already in existence. For health and fitness, I am 15 pounds lighter. I am strong, not skinny. I exercise daily. These are things that I am saying I am currently doing. So go ahead and take 5 minutes to write I am statements for each of your categories. State what you are going to control in order for that category to become a priority in your life. My categories were, here, I'll type them in. That way I'm not interrupting people if they're thinking. There. Does it help to see examples? Okay. I'm going to give you like 2 more minutes to work on that. And then I'll tell you how you can unpack these I am statements and create like a to-do list underneath each category so that you know exactly what you need to do in order to start achieving and controlling the controllables and eventually getting yourself to your objective. This was, I think this took 90 minutes with my coach. So I'm definitely like compacting it and making it into a 30-minute training. But if you continue with it after our call or tomorrow, this will work for you. Okay, I'm going to interrupt you again. So one of the things that I really struggle with is the qualitative measures of what do I need to do in order to achieve this goal that doesn't necessarily have like a numerical symbol attached to it. So what I mean when I say that is, we know that if we want to hit Success Club 5, then we need to sell 3 challenge packs in 30 days. In order to sell 1 challenge pack, let's say you have to talk to 15 people. So in order to sell 3, then you would have to talk to 45-ish people, right? Which means I probably should invite, on average, 2 people a day, Monday through Friday, in order to achieve my goal of selling 3 challenge packs so that I get Success Club 5. All of those things are very numerical. All of those things are easy to say, okay, in order to get this, I need to do X, Y, Z, and I need to multiply it by 10 in order for it to happen. You know, that makes sense to me. I can break those things down and unpack them and figure out what I need to do each day in order to achieve that goal. When it's more qualitative, like when I'm saying things like, I want to lose 15 pounds, or I want to be strong, not skinny, I can't control the scale. But what are some of the things I can do on a daily basis in order to get myself to that objective? So what I've done is I took, after I did my I am statements, these are the things that obviously really matter to me, because these are the things that I want to be able to say at the end of 2021. That's why we wrote them as if they are already happening. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these categories and I'm going to write them down. And I actually tried to order mine. I chose to do personal stuff on a different piece of paper and business stuff on one piece of paper. So on this paper, all I have is nutrition, fitness, health, and business. But I started breaking down, and I need to go through and do more of this, but I started breaking down what are some things, what are some tools in my toolbox that I can do every single day in order to eventually get me to my I am statements here. So one of the things I put down under my list is tracking my nutrition each day. So when I think of this category, one of the tools that I have is a tracker for what I put in my mouth, because that seems to be a real struggle for me. Meal prepping on a weekly basis. I had really gotten away from that and was just throwing meals together throughout the week. If I have a plan, it's going to be much harder for me to lose control. Exercise calendar updated weekly. So until 9-week Control Freak started tomorrow, I have just been winging it and doing whatever I wanted and not really having a calendar to follow. And I realized that I need that. So that's something I'm going to make sure that I have updated every single day. Every day I'll check off what workout I did and have it right in front of my face. So this was part of the practice that I really, really benefited from. When I looked down and at my categories for business, one of the things I had written down was I am an LLC business owner. So the very first thing I put down underneath business is I need to look up how to go about getting an LLC, how much it costs, what paperwork I need to fill out, and all that. Then I've already got an idea of one person that I'm going to sign on as a partner consultant so that she can start teaching through my business or tutoring through my business. I need to make a contract for her. I need to be able to 1099 her at the end of the year because she's going to be my employee. Just like we get 1099 forms from Beachbody, I'm going to be doing that for her through my LLC. So these are just some of the things that I wrote down underneath my categories that I need to do now in order to control the controllable and accomplish the goal. These are not things that are measured by numbers. So I really struggled with this. This is what took me the longest out of this whole practice. And I have to finish doing it for health and for business, but also for the others. So I want to encourage you, even if and I know it's 9:30, so even if you're ready to hop off right now, please take the time to do this. I think in the past, we've always said, all right, this is our goal. This is what we're going to do to achieve the goal. And then we've never really gone back and done it. But instead of doing that this time, I want you to think about what you want to be able to say at the end of the year. How do you want to feel at the end of the year? Like, I am so over the number on my tag in my pants. I'm so over the number on the scale. I really don't care about those things. What I care about is last night when we were walking around downtown Charleston, all I wanted to do was unbutton my pants because they were so uncomfortable. I don't want to feel that way at the end of 2021. You know, like that's what's important to me. So that's why I need to start tracking my nutrition. It's not necessarily about making sure the number on the scale goes down. It's about making sure I can walk in my closet and pick anything that's hanging in there because it all fits. Because right now I can't do that. So I really want you to take the time to think about, how do I want to feel at the end of 2021? What do I want to be able to say at the end of 2021? Screw the scale. Let's say I don't lose 15 pounds, but let's say I feel like a rock star athlete and I feel strong, not skinny, then I've accomplished something, because that's what I wrote down as an I am statement. These are the things that I'm going to do in order to achieve that. No numerical, number attached to any of it. This is just something I can do. It's a tool in my tool belt that I can use on a daily basis in order to achieve my goal. Think about that and try to make yourself a checklist. I can literally do this task and then cross it out after I do it. That's the difference between saying, I need to do this every day for 30 days, for 12 months. That's overwhelming. What can I do right now? Write it down and then cross it out. And in 3 months, guys, we're going to revisit this and we're going to make a new to-do list, because we're going to follow that whole idea of the 12-week year. What can I do right now to get closer to the objective? Write your to-do list, cross them out as you go. In a few weeks or months, reevaluate. What did I do? What do I still need to get finished? What else? Now that I've looked up the LLC and created it, what do I need to do next? There's certain things that have to happen first. If you want more help with your categories, with streamlining, if you want to share your categories, we shared a lot in by training with my business coach, and I really enjoyed being able to hear what other women had to share. So if you feel led to unmute yourself and share what you wrote down and what you're going to work on, what you're going to control in order to focus on that category, please feel free to unmute yourself and do that.
One thing I noticed for myself, just as I was looking at my 2021 goals and then my 3 to 5 year goals, and then how I define success, I looked for those buzzwords for all of those 3 little blocks. And I discovered, and I kind of knew this, but just seeing it on paper, I discovered I'm very financially motivated. And I think that has a lot to do with the Enneagram. I'm an Enneagram 6. And the biggest thing for Enneagram 6s are safety and security. And so financial freedom and financial security means a lot to me. It's really important that I don't have to worry about how I'm going to pay bills or being able to get whatever I want, or, having to tell my kids no because they want to do this or that. So one of my buckets was finances, because like I said, that's definitely a trigger for me. Something that is very important to me is making sure that I have not just enough money, but more than enough money, so that I can, like, my why was basically have financial freedom to open doors, to do, to go, or to give like I want to. So that was, one of my buckets was those finances. And then where can we go in that finance bucket, through businesses and Frank's business or my business or other businesses or other ventures, and so that I can eventually work from home, or we can travel and whatever we want to do. Mm-hmm. So
I love, it's kind of neat when you start to realize things about yourself that you're like, oh, that is important to me. The last thing I want to leave you with is, I know, again, some of you have not watched the video or listened to it with Matthew McConaughey, but I wanted to share a couple of things that really stood out to me with what he said in the video. The video is titled, "This is Why You're Not Happy." And at first I kind of like bucked up a little bit to that. I was like, what? You can't tell me I'm not happy. And then I realized I don't want to be happy. I want to be joyful, because happiness is like this destination, whereas joyful is just this existence. Like you just live in it. You don't reach it. You just live in it. And that's really what I want. I want every day to be full of joy, even if it's a really hard day. So one of the things that he said that really stuck out to me was always play like the underdog. And I remember just being an athlete. I remember going into games and stuff, being the underdog and fighting to try to, beat the buzzer or get more goals or score on that goalie or whatever sport we were playing in the moment. And how hard I focused and worked toward that, and how much I celebrated it whenever I accomplished it. Or if I didn't accomplish it, rather than saying, well, screw it, I guess I won't play soccer anymore, I just got back to it. And, I grinded a little harder on the practice field, or I did ran a few more laps around the basketball court and fought a little harder so that the next time maybe I'd get closer. We need to have that same mentality in our business and in our life. When something doesn't work the first time, you don't just quit. You go back, you reevaluate, you try again, you practice harder, and you do whatever you can to try to accomplish it next time. And then this stood out with me the absolute most, because I'm a classic overthinker. I don't know if you guys have seen that video clip of Selena Gomez lately going around, where she says, I worked so hard not to let down other people. And then I realized that I had worked so hard at making sure I never let down anybody else, that I had been letting down myself the entire time in the process. That's me. I was like, damn, that hits home when I heard that. So one of the things that Matthew McConaughey said was, don't jeopardize your soul. If it's important to you, but it's not important to somebody else, it doesn't matter. You don't apologize for it. You don't make excuses for it. You just do it. You don't jeopardize your joy, your soul, your priorities, because they don't have to be somebody else's priorities. They're yours. So don't ever feel like you need to hide them, or you need to be smaller, or you need to be quieter. You need to dim your light, because that's not. You need to do you. Do not jeopardize you in this process. And then one of the methods that we talked about using in the moments when we have something on our to-do list that's really hard or scary or not fun for us, maybe it's inviting, maybe it's stepping on the scale and weighing in, maybe it's taking those before and after pictures, whatever it is, it's Mel Robbins' 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. Essentially what you do is you start at 5, you say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, do it. If you're having a hard time getting out of bed in the morning, you keep hitting snooze, your alarm goes off, you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're up on 1. Just do it. All right. Let me know.
And just to piggyback off on that really fast is, I love that method, that thought process, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And she said, I listened to a video. I don't know if maybe this is in the book or if it was just in a video that I listened to her say, but there's a reason why it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because you can keep going and you can say, okay, never mind, I'm going to count to 10. But when you do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you don't have any more numbers to add on to. And so you just need to get up and do it. And so I always think of that. And I mean, I'm not good at that either. I press snooze all the time. That's one of my goals, is to not press snooze. But it makes so much sense, why it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because okay, I'm going to go to 10. I'm going to go to 20. But when you count backwards, you don't have any more numbers to add to, so you just need to get up and do it. So
I like that. All right. If you need any help with getting some I am statements in place for your categories, or figuring out what some steps are that you need to be doing in order to achieve that category or to add to your to-do list so that you get a little bit closer and you're controlling the controllables, let me know. And if I can't help you, I'll reach out to my business coach so that she can help me help you, because that's what she is here for. So I hope you guys have a great week. I'm excited for 2021. I hope you are too. I don't know that much will change, which is why I keep focusing on let's control what we can control, because I think some people expected the ball to drop and everything to be back to normal. And that's just not a reality that we should even be waiting for. This is not the time to wait for things to get back to normal. Let's just control what we can control right now and move forward. So have a great week, and I love you. Bye.